Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. Today I bring you my current concealer routine. So this is how I've been concealing the under eye darkness recently. I really love these two techniques that I've incorporated into my routine, one of which I learned from Wayne Goss, another one I just recently learned from Chloe Morello. Combining the two has really been a game changer, and I've been testing this out with all of my most favorite corrector and concealer combinations, and it works. It works. It lasts all day. It looks great underneath the eyes. I'm going to show you guys a close-up here, and I'm also going to take you over to natural lighting and show you a close-up there so that you guys can get a better idea of what I'm talking about, because it is very, very hard to get a combination of products that looks great underneath the eyes. I always run into either not enough coverage or too dry or too hydrating, and it starts to settle or it starts to separate, you know, all that great stuff. So I'm gonna show you what I've been doing recently. Last time I posted a video like this, I believe was like 2 years ago. So it was time. It's time for an updated video. So the first thing that I learned from Wayne Goss, and this was like years ago, is to use an eye primer underneath the eyes before going in with your concealer or a corrector, foundation, anything that you're going to be placing on top of it. An eye primer underneath the eyes, not just on the top. I had not run into one that worked well underneath the eyes, which is why I just really never incorporated that into any of my routines, my previous routines. But I recently purchased this one from Milani. It's very, very lightweight. It's very smoothing. It's like, it looks great. It looks great underneath my concealers. So what I do is I just grab a tiny little amount, just rub it in between my fingers, my ring fingers. And of course, you want to make sure that you moisturize the under eye area. That's important because otherwise it is going to look really dry. So make sure that you are moisturizing an eye cream, daily moisturizer, something like that. Wait for it to sink into the skin before going in with this step, because I have made the mistake of not waiting, and it can move around a little bit. And I've also made the mistake of not hydrating enough, and it looks a little dry. You definitely want to make sure that this is going on top of nice hydrated skin. Now, after the eye primer has set underneath the eyes, I go in with my color corrector. For me, I definitely need it in order to get full coverage with my concealers. I'm using the Becca and Smashbox Under Eye Brightening Corrector. This one's in the shade medium. So just applying this underneath the eyes like I normally would in order to neutralize the darkness there before going in with our concealer. Now, normally after color correcting, I would go straight into a foundation, but that's if I'm wearing a liquid foundation. Since I am planning on using a powder foundation today, I'm going to be doing that last. So we're just going to go ahead and get right into the concealing portion of this. I'm using my Tarte Shape Tape in the shade Medium Honey, which is 35H. So just applying a little bit here and a little bit here. You do not need a lot of this stuff. That is for sure. It is so high in coverage. You need very little. So now we're going to go into what I recently learned from Chloe Morello. She just posted a reel, I want to say about a week and a half ago or a couple of weeks, something like that, in which she was showing how she's been blending out her foundation. So she goes in with liquid foundation and a brush, and then she takes her beauty sponge, a damp beauty sponge, she sprays it with setting spray, and that is how she's blending out her foundation, and it gives her such a flawless, beautiful look. I thought to myself, I need to be doing that underneath the eyes. I bet it would look great, especially after incorporating Wayne Goss's technique, right? Which is what I did, and my concealer has never looked better underneath the eyes. So I'm just gonna take my Stay Spray from Tarte. I'm taking a damp beauty sponge. This is a beauty blender, but you can do any beauty sponge or any setting spray that you'd like. Feel free to, switch these things out. You don't necessarily have to use everything that I'm using in this video. Play with it, experiment with your favorite products. But anyway, just taking my Stay Spray, I'm gonna just spray the top of my sponge. I do like 4 times just to make sure that it's on there. And this is what we're gonna use underneath the eyes in order to blend. I typically would use a brush, but since I've been doing this, I've been using a sponge and I love it. So we're using a sponge. All right, so one side done. Then I spray it again and do the other side. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4. After blending, the last thing that I'll do is I'll set it very, very lightly with translucent setting powder, loose setting powder. I've been using this one from One Size. This is their ultimate setting powder. I love it. It actually is really, really good. It blurs everything. Everything looks really nice underneath the eyes. It doesn't look excessively dry or crepey. I personally, I love it. So I'm gonna take a little bit of that with my, what is this called? This is the tapered highlighter brush, the F35 from Sigma, and just lightly set this concealer into place. Now this step is definitely optional, especially depending on what your under eye area is doing. If you tend to be really dry underneath the eyes, then I would avoid setting with the powder, and I would definitely stick to only setting with the setting spray. But if you're not that dry, or if you're used to having to set your concealers, then setting it with a translucent powder shouldn't be an issue. All right, so let me zoom you in so that you can get a better look, an up close look underneath the eyes. All right, and this is what the under eye area currently looks like. Now, these are studio lights, so let me go over to the window so I can show you what this looks like under natural lighting. All right, so here we are, up close and personal under natural lighting. This is what the under eye area looks like. It will stay looking like this pretty much all day. So that completes it. That is how I've been concealing the under eye area. Thank you all so much for watching. I truly hope that you found this video helpful and that you were able to take something away from it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss out on future videos. And also don't forget to follow me over on Instagram, where I absolutely love to interact with you guys. As always, take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye.